All right, let's go live now to our reporter Mzwandile Mbeje in Parktown, who's standing by with the wrap of the Commission of Inquiry for today's proceedings. Mzwandile, a very good afternoon to you. I guess some shocking details right at the very end of the Commission. Let's start there. How was this received by the general attendees at the Commission, Mzwandile?
It was quite a shock, as you have said, Alicia. I think people were quite worried that such an important occasion could then be marred by these kinds of allegations, rather, these kinds of issues that Ms. Mentor mentioned regarding her safety. She basically, became very emotional, and the judge took this matter very, very seriously, because on the spot, Alicia, he instructed the head of the legal team to attend to the matter, and the secretary of the commission to attend to the matter to make sure that Ms. Mentor is safe. And the judge did not even mince his words. He said Ms. Mentor had implicated a number of people, though he was not insinuating that it could be those people. But the fact of the matter is that Ms. Mentor needed to be safe. So if needed be, it means she will even be moved from the place where she's staying at right now. So quite shocking at the end, considering, Alicia, that she's not done yet. Tomorrow, she's got about an hour to conclude her evidence. She's been on the witness stand, as you know, for 2 days, and detailing a number of issues regarding this commission in terms of the state capture as set out.
I guess, Mzwandile, this now brings to light a lot of security issues for the rest of the witnesses that have been touted to come and testify. Do you know if then is now going to set a precedent that all the witnesses that will be providing evidence will then be granted protection and some sort of security for their testimonies, or while they are here to testify at the commission?
At the beginning of the commission, Alicia, we were able to speak to the secretary of the commission, Dr. Vytjie, who said basically those witnesses who feel unsafe so will be provided for with protection. So I think given what Ms. Mentor has said today, perhaps there might be those who might then say, well, I don't feel safe, but they are able to approach the commission, and the commission is able to assist in that regard. So even if you listened to the judge, so he took this matter very seriously. So I guess that does somehow give comfort to those who would want to then give testimony but fear for their lives. Remember, this is a very important commission for the country, and a lot of things are still likely to be said. And of course, the fact that it implicates a number of people, not necessarily saying it's those people. So there will be so many factors, Alicia, at play. And then the commission will certainly not take a chance. And judging by what the judge said in terms of reacting to this kind of a threat to Ms. Mentor, you can see that whoever wants protection should be able to be granted it.
Absolutely, Mzwandile. This is what I wanted to ask yesterday, because we were running out of time, but the issue of the fact that she had indicated to the commission, even before testifying, she even put it on her Facebook page yesterday, that she had been receiving death threats right up until her first day of giving testimony. But let's quickly now go through some of the main pointers that came out of her evidence today.
The issue today really was about that post which she said was offered by the Guptas when she visited Saxonwald. She claims that happened in 2010. In the process, Alicia, she also spoke about the meetings that she had with the then Secretary General of the ANC and his deputy, Jesse Duarte. But perhaps there's a bit of inconsistency with regards to those possible meetings, because she speaks about meeting them in 2010. Yes, Gwede was the Secretary General at the time, but Jesse Duarte was not yet the Deputy Secretary General. So this again perhaps will be the issue of very much interest from those who would want to cross-examine her because I think they would want to point out that there are issues that are inconsistent with what she may have said. So these are some of the issues, Alicia, that came out. And after she posted on Facebook, I think in 2016, about the issue of the offer that she said she had received, she then also went and opened a case somewhere in Cape Town. And then she said she had great difficulty in finding conclusion into that case because people who were supposed to deal with that issue were somehow interfering with the process. She mentioned people like Mzwandile Mbeje, who is an investigator of the Hawks. So people who basically were saying it was a bit uneasy for them to proceed with the case because she had mentioned the name of the former president. So these are some of the issues, Alicia, that really came to the fore here today by Ms. Mentor. But as I have said, this is also will be an issue of interest from those who would want to cross-examine her.
All right, a quick one, Mzwandile. We do understand, of course, that Ms. Mentor will come back for about 40 minutes tomorrow as a legal or the evidence leader is indicated today. But we're also expecting the former GCIS CEO, Mr. Themba Maseko, to take the stand. What can you tell us in regards to that testimony?
Mr. Themba Maseko was the chief of the GCIS, and then he is one of those people who were interviewed by the public protector, Thuli Madonsela. Alicia, I also like to repeat this point, perhaps about this commission. The reason why this commission exists, it's primarily to really establish whether there was influence from certain people in the appointment of ministers or the removal of the ministers and the public enterprises. Remember the issue of Transnet, SABC, SAA, ESCOM. These are all issues really that have come up. So Mr. Maseko was the chief of GCIS. So he says one day he received a call from then President Zuma, who basically said to him he needed him to meet with the Guptas so that he could help them because they were involved in some business. So that kind of testimony really will be very looked forward to, given that the main people who were able to speak to the public protector are Vytjie Mentor, Jonas, and Themba Maseko. And I think those are the people, even when the ANC called for people who had complained about state capture to come forward. So really, based on the evidence that he will give tomorrow, so then the picture will be clear in terms of where this state capture investigation is going. So we wait, and then we expect that to happen perhaps after around 11:30. Because Ms. Mentor will start at 10, and then after they've concluded with Ms. Mentor, and then Themba Maseko will then take the stand.
Mzwandile, a very quick one. I know they're going to kill me, but just very quickly, do confirm to us, did Ms. Mentor finally indicate that, did she find, was she able to actually get the original copy of her statement to the SAPS and the Hawks?
Remember, one of her biggest battles, she says, throughout these years, for the past 2 years, was to try and find the original statement that she made. Because the statements perhaps that would appear afterwards would be somehow corrupted. I think that's the kind of language she used. But today, the commission was then able to furnish her with the original statement that she made, I think in 2016 in May, where basically she was detailing all what she says were corrupt practices. How she puts it is that she was detailing what she termed the corrupt relationship between the then president and the Guptas. So the commission today then was able to finish her with that statement, and then she was able to confirm that indeed that's the statement that she authored 2 years ago.
Mzwandile, we're going to leave it there. there. That's all the confirmation we needed from the Commission today. Our eyes and ears in Parktown at the State Capture Commission of Inquiry. Mzwandile Mbeje, our senior political reporter. It's